Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
Major, walkie-talkie motherfucker. Oh, and
I'm
Robbie.
just in case you
My
can hear
bad.
me.
All right, yeah, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. We have a lot to talk about today. We have She-Hulk. We had a new episode of that last week. We had a new episode of Rings of Power. And then we had a new episode. Well, we're going to talk about the first episode of Rick and Morty, the premiere episode, which came out, I think, the Sunday previous. And then we're going to talk about House of the Dragon. So lots and lots to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive right into that green snoo and talk about She-Hulk Attorney at Law. So, so this was
Nice snoo.
episode. Yeah. There's like a lot of memes on Facebook. This is like...
That's a pretty
It's
good
like
name.
she's over like the guy on the couch is like death by snoo. So I guess he didn't. I guess she didn't break his pelvis. So good for him.
Yeah, I was
guess
wondering how that would work with a huge difference in strength in the bedroom there.
I mean,
Bentley.
we don't need to get too
Be very
graphic,
careful.
But yeah, so be very,
Nor did
very
we get
careful.
graphic here either. She just picked them up, carried them off screen, and then we see the next day where
They could have just
so
cuddled all
sad.
night. Yeah, it is Disney, right? It is Disney Plus. They probably just cuddled.
Yeah,
they
it's
probably,
just kind of like,
They just cuddled and they watched Lady and the Tramp, and then they read a few Bible.
She
They
should-
read a few Bible verses to each other.
she showed him his
So-
pod
Did you hear about
collection.
the Little Mermaid trailer came out? People
Oh,
were
that's not
talking
even.
about?
Oh yeah, we can talk about the
Let's not
Mermaid.
even-
The Little Mermaid. No, don't want to talk about the controversial Little Mermaid trailer.
Well, just controversial in the sense that everyone's mad that it's a black chick playing Ariel. I don't know. See,
It sounds like just Twitter. Is it everyone or is it just Twitter? Everyone on Twitter.
see,
being mad?
like I only there were like no girls growing up in my house. So like we had none of those Disney movies with princesses. So like we only had like Aladdin and Lion King. So like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Snow White.
Oh,
Toy
you missed
Story?
all
all those movies.
You missed all of those.
Gotta
Toy
have
Story's not a
Toy
princess
Story,
movie. Toy Story's not a princess movie, Rob.
which means you would have it.
I think we had Toy Story. I think we had Toy Story 2, but yeah. So like, but we didn't really have a whole lot of the Disney catalog because a lot of it's catered for girls, yeah. So like Little Mermaid, I don't care. They could have cast, what's his name, Jack Black as Ariel. Still have an amazing voice.
That is
And
a
I would-
casting choice right there. I'm saying it right
You
now.
want to make a comedy?
Disney, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. If I don't get a Jack Black spinoff for him being Ariel, like that's really
gosh.
all I want is Jack Black
Wasn't
and a
there-
mermaid.
and wasn't there an episode of Family Guy where Peter was Ariel, and he was just like or he was like a siren? I don't think he was like a mermaid, but he was like a siren. He's like and his ship crashes. So anyway,
point in Family Guy, like where it's coming to Simpsons, where like it's where they've done it all.
Unwatchable.
Some point,
It's
yes.
unwatchable.
Well, not I was gonna get that. I was gonna be that.
Family Guy? I
don't think it's-
didn't watch him.
I think there's been a resurgence in Family Guy
It's not as-
personally.
Not
It's
as
not.
funny
well,
as
they
it
just
used
they've
to
made
be.
all the characters like unlikable, to the point where I can't even stand watching them. And the writing's just so lazy, and it's like the cutaway gags are not that clever either, and it's just like a really, really lame idea for an episode. And I don't know.
A lot of them I
She-Hulk.
won't even know who they were referencing, really.
This really tells you how much we enjoy She-Hulk. It's like we just immediately talk about Little
Yeah,
Mermaid.
it's not
We'd
about
rather
anything else.
talk about Little Mermaid more than She-Hulk.
Robbie just could not help himself. He was like, "Nope,
So-
we're talking about this Little Mermaid shit. It's going down. You're taking
I still
away
haven't seen
my
the trailer
Ariel."
yet because I really don't care. But yeah, so She-Hulk. This thing, like, I care more about She-Hulk than Little Mermaid. That's how little I care about Little Mermaid because I'm willing to talk about She-Hulk more, which should tell you something.
Yeah.
So, this was an episode with Wong. I guess he's not a fugitive. Well, actually, I looked up online, and Nepal has no extradition laws, so I guess they can't extradite him back to the U.S. to face trial,
Nice.
breaking out Abomination. So I guess whenever he comes to the U.S., we'll just have to lay low. But so I guess you win that round, She-Hulk. Yeah,
Or
like, no
what you
consequences.
call them? Or what you call them, Wongers?
Oh gosh, that
Wongers.
I completely forgot about that character. Like, I completely shut that character out. You pressed that memory up that character, and now you just reminded me of it.
Oh,
Like,
wongers.
you even like, well, Forrest, did you know? Like, no, that's how much I repressed that memory of that character. I completely forgot about it until just now.
That's
Thanks for bringing it back up.
Madison with 2 N's and a Y, and the Y is
is
not
exactly
where
where you
you
think it is.
think.
Yeah.
I love like the stupid little details. Like I don't know about you guys, but like I knew a girl in college who was that fucking stupid and like had like a
Just
catchy cute
wasted all the time.
little thing with her name, and then like that's how she would say it every single time she introduced herself. Like I knew a
That's not
Madison.
My name's Pam with a P, but not where you think.
That's right. It's MPMAM.
It's like, well,
Pen, but the M silent.
yeah. Well, so Madison, no, she didn't sue anyone, but she was like a witness to like this musician who was like a dropout from the Sorcerer Supreme School or the Mystic Arts School. And
Or you get
he was
kicked
like,
out.
Apparently, they let you keep your sling ring when you get kicked out, which is not
Yeah.
really safe to begin with. So,
Johnny Blaze.
I mean,
one
more-
letter from Johnny Blaze.
Mordo
yeah,
was
like,
right.
everyone thought this was like a Ghost Rider reference, and like I'm sure the writers had no idea who Ghost Rider was. Like they don't know how the law works. They probably don't know about like any other Marvel characters.
I saw a YouTube video about it where they were talking about it a little bit. Where apparently he could make portals that look very similar to that with his chain.
Oh yeah, you
He'd
can make.
spin it around and
Oh.
it would make a portal.
Yeah,
Who, Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider
Yeah,
makes
Ghost
portals
Rider.
with makes
Oh.
little circle portals.
Ghost
with the
Rider's
circle chain.
powers are really just dependent on the writer and whatever the plot needs to be.
Isn't that just every
So-
superhero though?
Basically.
Except Batman.
Powerful they want him to be.
Batman's never had
Well,
superpowers.
Batman's like suddenly bulletproof when he needs to be. Like he's probably been shot and stabbed so many times that he should be dead, but you know he has plot armor, so he's been like caught in explosions and
He
stuff.
has Wayne armor.
I mean,
Made it
yeah.
himself.
As long as the armor protects against dogs.
Apparently, that's his weak. That's his kryptonite.
Yeah.
Dogs are his kryptonite.
Yeah, gotta
Um,
protect against dogs. But then you gotta watch out for knives. Which sucks because you're facing the Joker this movie, and that's kind of his thing is knives.
He only has like knives and dogs at his disposal. So,
Son of a bitch.
so Wong sued Donnie Blaze for copyright infringement or whatever, using magic without a license or whatever. But there's really like no governing body for magic, so it's like it's hard to enforce. And the only really way they won the case was like via blackmail, I think. Like
You want to throw the
we
book
won't-
at him? Like the Book of Ashanti? No,
Book of
like
Ashanti.
the legal, like the book of the legal system.
Yeah,
American law.
yeah.
I tell
So
you,
the book of statutes. I think they're called statutes, you know, and like the showrunners don't even know what statutes are, and like I'm just like not a law person either, and I think I do that. Like they're called like like every state has different statutes, or you know, like I was looking up like drunk and disorderly in North Carolina the other day, and you know,
and the
there was, like,
definition was
specific
you.
laws in North Carolina.
Yeah, boom, got him.
So yeah, so what was the deal with that one the old dude? Like he served no purpose to the plot at all. Like he was just like on the side.
He's just like
Of
an
the-
assistant.
Which
Well, see, I thought like
the old-
that was his office. I thought that like that was the guy who taught Donnie Blaze everything he knew, but apparently Donnie Blaze went to.
Carmartage.
assistant.
He was an assistant, like, because that was the name of like he was the owner of the office, so like he worked. The Donnie Blaze worked for the Cornelius guy, but the Cornelius guy didn't serve any purpose in the show except he just sat there and like said random stuff like yeah,
It just
do
comedic,
that.
yeah, he was just like a comedic humor.
comedic in quotes, and then there was the
Well, I
lawyer
guess
who was
he does
also a
magic
magician.
too. So they all start
yeah.
doing. Stop throwing smoke bombs in the courtroom.
The
Yeah,
lawyer
that was
starts
pretty
doing magic.
cringy.
You know, I gotta tell you, as someone
Yeah.
who's super hypercritical of this TV show for episodes 1 and 2, and then I was sick to review episodes 3. Episode 3 really kind of turned me around. And you know, like, it's not like the power of this show. I think there's a lot of cameos that I really enjoy, but like,
she
yeah,
said,
there's
like-
like some goofy elements to it. That it is just overall like an enjoyable television show, but it is
it's,
like
it's so goofy, but it's so like so intentionally not funny that it's sort of funny. It's sort of like The Room.
It's more laid back, not very serious.
Yeah, it's like I like what was the line like we have Wong in this episode, so he's basically our Twitter armor. And I was
right,
like,
yeah.
"Are you sure
And
about that?"
I love how all of that's like you can just feel that it came like post production, like they watched. Like they sent it out to like a test audience, and the test audience was like, "It's all right, but like we really enjoy like the long part." and like the writers are like, well, it's not a Wong show, it's a She-Hulk show, so like they feel like they have to go out of their way. Because there's one point, I don't know if you remember.
Well, she even mentioned that when she was breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Yeah, and it just feels like it just feels forced. It doesn't feel like a natural fourth wall break or something they wrote like the first time. It feels like the writers like super defensive of She-Hulk and like they're upset with the feedback. Right? It just seems like every time she cuts to the audience.
Well, I would think they'd already like filmed everything before like the trailer came out.
Oh yeah, but they can still go back and add it in post. I mean, that's one, like, they were working on the VFX for the second part of the last season of Stranger Things up until the day they released it.
Yeah, I was watching a Thor Love and Thunder deleted scene, and it was like, you know, at the end of the scene, like Thor and Jane are riding these yaks, and it's still pre-production. They're just like CGI blocks, and they're just flying through the air. It looks so bad. Like, yeah, but like in post-production, they're supposed to be like galloping, but they're just like not moving, and they're just like riding slowly through the green screen.
Magic.
Yeah, so yeah, I can understand. So anyway, so I realized this episode was more about the case her dating life and how she got more likes for She-Hulk than she did Jen.
Man, that first guy she dated wasn't even paying attention to her like the entire time.
And he matched with someone else while like
and he was staring at the hot girls, and they walked by.
Yeah, checking them out.
I think I might have done that one or twice on actually.
It's pretty. I see, like, that's the thing, like, there are enjoyable parts of this, like, when they're doing the showdown for the check, and then he, like, grabs his keys, and he's like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. But, like...
Did they just get, like, 2, like, light beers? Like, how much is that, like, $6? You know? And you could even, like, I don't know, pay that much. Like, if I'm, like, taking a girl out for drinks, like, at a bar, like, you're not expecting to spend much anyway. And pretty much, you know, I mean... I'm sure it's different in California, maybe, but I think usually the dude's expected to pay. But yeah, I think I've had girls like say they go Dutch at least, but I don't think.
I think it depends on the date. Like, I'll tell you, if I have like a terrible date, then I'll pull out the equality card, no problem. Especially with my wife. You know, if she's not dressing up, looking all like super hot. No, I'm kidding, but like, you know, I'll use her card.
She's wearing the She-Hulk T-shirt, yeah, dressing up. So. Wearing the She-Hulk T-shirt would not be dressing up, I'm guessing.
Hey, you know, as long as she's wearing one of the 19 rings of power, I think she looks beautiful.
You really just want to get off She-Hulk?
I don't know how to. I don't know how to. Do you know how to segue from the show to the next one? Because I don't. So, speaking of strong female characters.
Well, back to She-Hulk real quick.
Okay.
So what? I think the episode ended. Well, there was. I go to talk about the one dude. Well, she started getting a lot more dates as She-Hulk, and then she dated like that one black wrestler dude, and
the
then,
doctor.
And he just wanted to know. No, the first dude. He just wanted to know how much she could deadlift.
Oh yeah, the bodybuilder. That was fun.
He just wanted to compare like her weightlifting,
like a literal ton.
Yeah,
and the guy wondered how strong her skin was. If what's that metal called that could
vibranium,
vibranium could get through her skin.
I think one of the YouTubers
called her a specimen.
Said that guy's voice is very similar to one of the guys who robbed her last episode, but I don't feel like the writing is that good. I don't think we're gonna see that again.
I think only one was wearing a mask, but I think I doubt it was one of them. But yeah, then there was the doctor dude who's reading the feminist book, and then Wong had to come get her because I think the bad magician opened up a demon portal. So it's kind of like that's why this episode really didn't land for me. I mean, there's a lot of stupid parts in it, but it was like she didn't win the case by being a lawyer. She won by being She-Hulk. And I think wasn't the whole point of the episode that she shouldn't need to be She-Hulk to be a successful, girlfriend.
I think that's what she wants, but yeah, I think they hired her because she's She-Hulk.
I've given up on the writing and like the moral of this story, like back in like episode 2. Like none of it makes sense. Like it seemed like mixed messages. Like you know the message the story's trying to tell you, but then like the actions just are complete opposite of like what the words are.
Yeah,
it's like I shouldn't She-Hulk equality, but also I'm gonna just like have this really funny awkward like moment where I'll even try to go for the check, right? Like that doesn't sound like equality. What? Like she should be like trying to reach for the check, he should be reaching for the check. Like that would be a funny moment if they were arguing over who pays for the check. but instead it's the opposite of who's not paying for the check. Which
not
just
that
makes
guy.
both of them.
That would have made a lot more sense if they were like at a fancy restaurant. Like remember like the second when the She-Hulk, they're at like a much nicer restaurant, you know. Then I can understand like not reaching for the check, but it's like when you're like a sort of like a dive bar and you just had like a few light beers, then like anyone, it's not gonna be that much. It's gonna be like
he's not
$10.
into you, you're not into him, right? Like you know,
unless he's like a struggling
the whole
actor,
time.
then maybe like $10 is, you know, a lot for him. So
right. In which case you would date She-Hulk just for the fame and exposure. So come on.
What about that morning after when she was like, the guy's like, who are you?
So I love that. I thought that was like a really clever like
And he's just gonna head out.
kind of reference to like you take a girl home and she's wearing like a lot of makeup, she's fancy and she's been going out looking her best or whatever, and then like you wake up next morning, she's got no makeup and she just looks like a completely different person.
she's
right?
Jack Black.
Yeah, she looks like Jack Black. So I thought that was a good She-Hulk kind of spin on that trope.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it definitely, like we said before, contradicted the moral of not the moral, but like that was the moral of the episode was like, you know, some guys only like you for the prestige or for, you know,
She-Hulk.
they only liked her because she was She-Hulk, but then she had to be She-Hulk to win the case, so it was like, yeah, mixed messages. But yeah, I don't know. So do you think we're gonna see more of Wong? Hopefully not more of Madison. But
Hopefully not
no,
more
I'm
Madison. Probably more Wong.
Madison's coming back.
yeah, apparently she was a huge hit on Twitter, like the 5 people who loved the show on Twitter. All right, well, I think we've, you know.
Oh, and then I think
We've
like
gone-
Tatiana's coming back.
Who's that?
That was the girl she fought.
Oh yeah, the stinger at the end. It was
Yeah.
well, not that for credit, but it was like apparently she's suing her for the She-Hulk trademark.
Savvy business right there, right?
Even though she hates the name anyway.
You gotta. I don't know.
So
if it's
what's
your
the
name,
conflict here?
You gotta. Oh, that's the trademark. She's called She-Hulk, and she's gonna sue because everyone's calling her She-Hulk after she bought it. It's terrible writing. Like this would never happen in real life, obviously. But I can't wait to see where this goes. This has gone from a 1 to at least a 4 or 5 out of 10 on my scale. Like maybe I'm enjoying this TV show so much because it doesn't make me want to rip my eyeballs out like episode 1 and 2.
At least it's short. At least the episodes are like literally like
right. They're like 20 minutes long.
because like
They're
literally
still-
like the credits
entertaining.
the credits and like the credits like in other languages at the end are like almost like 5 or 6 minutes long. So like really
Right.
like the episode's like maybe like under 20 minutes in a lot of cases. So how many episodes are left? We got 5 more. Oh, all right. So we only have.
Hey, aren't you watching The Sopranos right now? Were you upset with being with getting a 20-year-old television show spoiled for you?
Well, I think once. Well, I'm rewatching Game of Thrones right now, but that's already been spoiled for me on Facebook.
Madison spoiled it for him by.
Well, at least Joffrey makes it to the end, right?
Yeah, wink. Yeah, he wins the Game of Thrones.
More like Blink. You didn't know that? Yeah. He wins the Game of Thrones, and the Game of Thrones is really the invention of the game of football in Westeros.
Those are quite the rewrites. I don't care. Season 9's coming out. We gotta bring it back.
You know they're gonna like redo that once those books come, if he ever finishes his books. But they're gonna like reshoot it because HBO is just so desperate. But yeah, I mean, I really want to talk about House of Dragon now, but
we're not. We're gonna tease that to the end of the podcast. Let's move on to its bargain discount bin brother, The Rings of Power.
Yeah, so they finally made it to Numa-Nor in this episode, which is a major location in the Second Age.
Major location.
Probably, yeah.
Major.
Thank you.
And
nice little How I Met Your Mother reference. Can we talk about this intro?
Oh yeah, it's pretty underwhelming.
I hate
What
it.
you think?
The Rings of Power logo doesn't use the Lord of the Rings font. I know that's nitpicking, but that's what I'm here
The
for.
font looks really cheap.
Yeah,
Like, it looks like somebody would see like.
And what is happening? The music sucks, and then like it's just like a bunch of dust on the ground that makes like fucking trees, and then different symbols, and like maybe I'll look back in 2 seasons and be like, oh, all these symbols make sense, but it's fucking stupid right now.
It's Durin's nut crust on the ground. Just
Ew, gross.
That's how much thought they put into this. So The Rings of Power, they made it Numa-Nor, Galadriel, and Halbrand, who is totally not Sauron. Actually, I don't think he's Sauron. I think he's one of the Nazgul, probably like the main one, maybe.
You think he's the Witch King?
The Witch King,
the one who got the sword.
No, the one Galadriel's with, good looking guy.
Yeah, Halbrand.
Yeah, Mr. Sticky Fingers.
And like, it's funny, like. Remember the episode where he looks at the forge for a little while, and then like Isaac's happy to look at the camera and like wink?
Yeah, right. Dude, that was so fucking obvious. Like, I feel like the writers are intentionally trying to mystery box like who the stranger is and who this Halbrand character is. They're like, look, you guys know, like, you guys think it's gonna be Sauron or Gandalf, and look, oh, we also have two mysterious characters who could be Saruman and Gandalf. Like, I don't think, or Sauron. I don't think this is Sauron.
There's another Sauron can at the end of this episode, and it's just like Sauron's become like the Mephisto of this show. Like, remember in WandaVision, everyone thought Mephisto was going to show up. Like, he's Sauron. He's Sauron. He's Sauron.
He's Sauron. Oh, so
just imagine
Adair, this orc Adar. He could be Sauron. Who knows?
Everyone thinks the stranger was Sauron.
It's a She-Hulk with Don't
make me go back. No, go ahead.
Damn, now I lost my train of thought.
All
right, keep going. Don't go back.
Was an actor in She-Hulk and Rings of Power that I missed?
No.
Okay. So anyway, so they made it Numa-Nor. Galadriel was being all bossy.
Great set.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. They didn't give her what she wanted.
Nope.
You know, apparently the elves don't realize that you attract more flies with honey than vinegar. So she should a little leg.
The timeline.
With Mephisto, when Madison was talking about that she met somebody and
a demon.
How did she describe it? A fire world.
He called himself Jake.
Yeah, the demon named Jake.
It was Jake from State Farm.
So I've heard some people say, wondering if that was Mephisto.
Yeah, well, I think in the after credit, if you watch the credits, like they literally show like drawings of like stuff that happened in the episode, and one of the drawings was like Madison signing a deal with a goat. So I think that goat was Jake.
The goat was Jake.
Because you gotta watch like illustrations, because you know, like in courtrooms, they have someone like draw what's going on in the proceedings.
Right.
That's what the credits are. So I will say this with She-Hulk, the credits animations are pretty clever, because like it's a courtroom or a legal sort of show. So I'll give it that
much. Of Sheep Predator, aka Prey.
Oh yeah.
Very artistic at the end there. Every time the story
kind of. It was like, what are the drawings called in Comanche culture? Comanche art. Comanche scrawls. Art. Yeah. There's probably a museum somewhere. I gotta check it out. Anywho, so Rings of Power. So they're gonna hold Galadriel, and I think Halbrand said, "Just let's chill here for a few days, and then make up your mind." So. Notice this is another video. Apparently, like he tries to get a job as a blacksmith. It's a union job.
Yep.
So I don't know why he couldn't just decide to, apply.
I mean, that's a lot of work. You have to apply and join a guild and start as an apprentice. And he already knows everything, so he just wants to steal. He just wants to steal a guild coin and then walk around the guild like, oh, have you guys don't notice me at the weekly meetings for the guild? I've been here the whole time.
Just comes right back with that symbol.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, I did it.
But man, does he kick some ass. Like, that guy just beats the shit out of those 3 or 4 guys.
The guy with the bowl cut? Bowl cut man. They seem, I mean, it's funny, like, where do you get the money to buy the drinks? Like, did they give him, like, a stipend? Or do you have, like, money, like, in his rags?
Poor riding, keep going. You'll never know.
It's like they called him Low Man, and they're letting him buy them drinks. Like, I think like they could probably pay for their own, but I think I noticed like the scallops he was eating were CGI. It's like they put way too much money in this show in places they didn't need to.
Oh, really?
I don't know, someone said it online, like one of the scallops he was eating is CGI or something.
That's crazy.
So he was at the Red Lobster of Numa-Nor.
That would be very dumb if that's the case.
So yeah, he fights the
ended up not having any, but they wanted it in there.
But Numa-Nor is not just full of these two characters. We meet some very important other characters, right? Some of the people who have seen Lord of the Rings and have really good memories might remember Isildur?
Isildur. Cast it into the fire.
No.
If you want to like say like you want a funny meme to say no to, use the one from Isildur in Fellowship of the Ring. No.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, he was the guy who cut off the ring of Power's hands on, and takes the ring and brings it to the volcano in Mordor, and then doesn't throw it in. He's like, nah, fuck that.
Apparently, Sauron's hand is like his brain. Once you take out the hand, it's like he's dead.
I mean, that's where all the power is. Do you think that's going to be the last scene of the season 5? Of the show?
It's got to be. We got because I think they had the rights just to the Second Age, but it's funny. I don't think they can use the name Gandalf in this show, which everyone thinks the Stranger is. They have to like call him something else in this, but I still think the Stranger is one of the Blue Wizards, or possibly just a character created who's like based off Gandalf. The same way like the Harfoots are like pre-Hobbits, right. And like Adar's like a different version of Sauron. I think is created for the show. So I think we meet Elendil too, who's also in Fellowship of the Ring. The prologue in that he was the father. Remember, Sauron kills him.
Yeah,
and he's kneeling over his father's body, and then he cuts off.
Are you talking about rings. Elf friend?
Yes, elf friend.
Yes.
But apparently, Elendil has like 5 different meanings. It's like
one who loves the stars, or elf friend.
Someone who lives in the West,
I think it's weird that for a nation that's like anti-elves, like he's named Elf Friend, but then like later on you learn like he's kind of like a really cool dude, and he takes you like to the west side of Numa-Nor.
He was like way more likable than Galadriel, and so I think Elendil's gonna be. He's like the guy who founds Gondor and the other country, Andor. I think his brother. Apparently, Isildur has a brother that we haven't seen yet, but apparently he's a dropout. It was really weird. This episode was talking about like the daughter was like applying to go to college, and Isildur wanted to take a gap year. It's like really like it's like stuff like 21st century Americans deal with. Taking gap years, like not getting into the college they want to. It's like this is kind of on the nose.
And they've talked about modern.
Not really what you expect from your fantasy escapism show. I think Isildur's sister is an original character created for the show.
Yep,
as well.
She is.
So I'm wondering if she's going to have a bigger role later on in the season. Because I know, like, I'm trying to remember, like, the Second Age, like, chronology. Like, eventually, I'm strongly think that Sauron isn't going to show up this season, or he's going to show up at the last episode. I don't think Halbrand's Sauron. I don't think the Stranger's Sauron. I don't think Adar's Sauron. I think we're just going to meet Sauron at the very end of the season, and he's going to like have a bigger role. In season 2.
Yeah, they're gonna build this giant forge or whatever, and they're probably gonna like meet together. Because like if you noticed, what's his name, Celebrimbor?
Yeah, he wasn't in this episode, so
no, he wasn't, which is fine with me because they've been butchering that character so far, or whatever. But so he is working together with Sauron. He doesn't know it's Sauron. It's like Pretty Boy Sauron, right? He looks angelic.
Anatar, the Lord of the Gifts.
Thank you.
He was Lord of the Rings.
He was Lord of the Gifts. He gave
stuff away instead of taking it.
Yeah.
Not GIFs.
So I think we'll meet him at the Forge on the last episode of Rings of Power Season 1. That's right. Rings of Power Season 1 will not have any Rings of Power, I don't think.
Yeah, the absent Rings of Power.
They're doing this 5 seasons. Like, it's like, I think it's like pretty much set.
Or so they think.
Yeah, right. It could tank, right? It could be. But I gotta tell you, the last 2 episodes are getting better, and I don't know. I think it could pull through.
They need to make Galadriel more likable, or just
Yeah, when you've got Elon Musk tweeting about it.
Yeah, but we
saw that.
What was that weird slow motion scene where she's on the horse? It's like
that was weird.
Because like the show's like ordered like an hour and 7 minutes, and so they could have like definitely cut this down to like an hour without that.
Yeah, like what part of that? Like that was just so awkward.
Just going across the field.
She is that weird.
The sand. She's got that stupid smile on her face.
And then goes back to just being herself. The next scene.
It's like the showrunner's like, see, she's nice. She knows how to smile.
Yeah, that scene did feel kind of out of place from the rest of it.
So it's like, oh, so she can be happy, just not talking to humans.
It's kind of like that scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm, where like the shaky seat and like the women start like climaxing on the seat. I don't know if y'all seen that. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like, oh, and then like I don't know. That's if you haven't seen it, it's probably like a lost reference, but I don't know. She really likes horse riding, apparently. She likes horse riding more than she yeah. So, you know.
So maybe her and Ellendale, they go to the Hall of Lore, right? Where she discovers finally she's the smartest elf in all the lands, because all the other elves, all the wisest elves, couldn't figure out what that pattern was. But she fucking finally, I've been screaming at my television for 4 damn episodes now. Figured out like the crest, Sauron's crest is from the map. He's just given directions to Mordor.
Yeah,
which is weird. If you think about it, that'd be like if we were going around like conquering people or attacking people and then just carving America into their fucking arms.
That's true, yeah. You know,
like the outline of America. Fuck yeah. Kind of like Batman and his branding, but it's an American sigil.
So apparently, Sauron's master plan is a giant real estate project. You know, so she uncovered it. It's basically Lex Luthor's plan from Superman.
That's great. Great real estate's where all the power's at.
Yeah, you know, what do you say in Superman? Like you know, stocks will rise and fall, resources will deplete, but you will always need land. So you know, Sauron's thinking of the long game. You know that real estate's. That land's gonna be worth like so much in the Third Age. You know,
you would think until he blots out the sun.
Well, you know, it might just be like for people with what's that disease where you can't go in the sun, polyphoria. It's gonna make a killing with that market. So
the orcs, because we get a reminder of that this last episode, right?
Yeah, nice to see practical effect orcs again after seeing like some awful CGI ones in The Hobbit. So at least I'll tip my hat to the show for that. But why are the orcs like all white? Because they're like a lot darker in like the Jackson trilogy. Maybe because it's just like a different age.
Those are like a variation, not orcs, but the other kind.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Well, the Urukai, Uruks, or like
that's it. The Urukai or whatever. That's the.
I think like the orcs in like Lord of the Rings, were also dark too. They like blackish or like skin, but I don't know. So they're building like a trench. They're building like a tunnel.
A tunnel.
Well, it was a trench because they have roof
covered up from.
It's not very conspicuous, and the elves didn't really do a good job in covering it because it's really easy to find because it's like literally just look for the roof they put over the trench.
Plus, they burn the area down around it ahead of time before, while they're digging, except for this one giant tree that's in their way. So there's not even foliage to disguise this giant tunnel coming. It is kind of silly. It is not a tunnel; it is a trench. But it also just seems like that's just easy access for sunlight, which might help them escape. Cough, cough. Maybe wink, wink. Next episode.
And
I also like how his teammates.
Yeah, and what was the big deal with going around it? Our trench has got to be straight.
Yeah, why not just go? It does seem like it would make
Sauron says so.
Because they want you to struggle.
And then he cuts the wood, and he came in fucking it's off cam. It's not off camera, but you can't see the axe make contact with the wood. Tree. He's cutting it like he's cutting the axe behind the tree, and it's just damn, did you guys not even want to pay for a real tree? Is that all CGI? What is happening here?
Well, you gotta remember he apologizes to the tree for cutting it down, but if you look in the first episode, their entire fort is made out of trees or made out of wood.
So he could just apologize for that.
They only like certain trees. They only like sumacs, they don't like oaks. Yeah. So yeah.
What do you think about the work scene?
The whole plan of just getting out of the trench and running, and then it just
simplest plan ever, and they screwed that up.
Just get to the tree line.
I guess the orcs don't mind the sun at all because apparently they're just standing out in the sun, no problem.
Well, now they just got one worker. They killed all the workers.
Yep, that's true.
I
They
mean,
should
can we go back to Forrest's point that there are these orc archers in the middle of the sunlight just shooting elves?
Oh, yeah, where'd they shoot?
They had their Middle Earth SPF on, so
They're wearing
those rags, yeah.
They don't really cover. They don't make a whole lot of. I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, there's absolutely like no like smoke or like blistering when they go out in the sun. They're just kind of like, I don't like it.
They
So
just
I thought
sizzle and smoke a little.
Well, I didn't
Just a
see anything.
severe
I don't think I saw any smoke or sizzle or like steam when they got hit by the sun. They kind of just like, they just cover themselves up. So I thought there should have like been some visual. Like, they put too much money in the
I
slum.
heard some sizzling sounds.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're just making bacon off screen. So,
It wasn't
Bacon.
real loud.
yeah. So, they capture the one. Well, first he gives them the water flagon full of pee, or no, just full of water. They're just like, "What'd you put it in?"
Yeah,
I
you
was
think-
really wondering. Well, they were you could tell they were wondering what was in there too, if they should take it or not.
You were supposed
like,
to, right? You're like, oh,
You
don't
drink it.
trust
No,
the
you drink
water. And then it's like, God, go for the neck.
Yeah, because you have to like lift your neck up. So that
I was like,
smart.
I knew he was planning something, but I wasn't expecting him to just slice a dude's neck.
I was like literally half expecting him to say like, I peed in it or something like that. Or just like,
I wasn't. Yeah, I was wondering what was with it.
Like,
he was
why is
getting
this-
so easily?
says, why is this water so chunky? So, it was nice of the orc to like let the other two drink. But yeah, I mean, that one guy died and he had such a slow, dramatic death, and we're just like, I don't know who this character is or why I should care. And like his death means nothing. You don't have to like.
The one who got
Stretch
shot.
it out.
or-
Oh, the
one-
first guy,
one-
yeah.
The first guy got his throat cut.
So
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was his walking around partner from
Yeah,
the other
I remember,
from the
but
previous episodes.
He's barely been in the show though, so like I
Yeah,
they expect us to
I
care
didn't know
that
that.
much.
I had to like go online. I was like, why did I who are these people? And I was like, oh wait, no, that's like his old captain and like his other people. And I was like, damn, I guess none of the elves got away, which really makes you wonder like how the elves didn't get away. How did the elves get captured? Like we know how he got captured, but like how did
They're
his
just very, very
commander
competent
and
with
the
their
rest of
jobs.
his
I mean,
team? Yeah,
They're really dumb elves. They got outsmarted by orcs.
They checked out another tunnel and got captured too.
they didn't even give a
Yeah.
shit. They're packing up and going home. They were heading like the opposite direction. The war was over. Why are they still on
The
patrol?
orcs-
How did they get
the or-
captured? It doesn't
the
even
orcs
make
set up
They
sense.
found it.
The
They found
orcs set
another-
up a bake sale saying free lammas bread, and when they came into the tent to get the lammas bread, they got captured.
What a reference.
Yeah. So, yeah. Apparently, the escape plan fails. This episode was not the Great Escape by any means. So,
Well, also wasn't a great dumpster fire like episode 1. Let's talk
no,
about
episode one was definitely the weakest, and we got to talk about the third
the
the
Harfoots.
third storyline, the Harfoots, which is basically, if you look at my my title on the Riverside,
We
you'll
wait
see,
for
like,
you.
We wait for you.
Not.
It's like they
Got
literally
'em.
have like a memorial for all the people they pretty much let die.
They
and
leave
they say,
behind.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, their ending prayer is, "We wait for you." It's like, but you didn't wait for them.
That's why it
Like-
was so bad to be in the back of the caravan.
That's
You mean
right.
The back? You mean
Not
the
the
middle
middle-
back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the middle back. Yeah, not the back. We wouldn't do that to you.
This is apparently a very, very off society to be a part of. Like, literally, the whole reason you join a tribe in the first place is that the community has your back.
Power and
So
numbers.
it's kind of like they probably would be better off on their own then if like there's just like the people are just gonna leave them to die.
They're gonna be like dicks like that. Like he sprained his
They
ankle.
got
My
the
que-
stranger with them now.
My question is like, why was he putting that? Like, if they were all gonna migrate, why was he putting up a structure? And then like he was putting up a structure and he gets injured and he like sprains his ankle and then like the whole tribe's gonna leave him. Like that's a dick tribe.
It was like Coachella; they were setting up for the festival and then they were gonna take it all down,
Right, I guess. Like,
or just leave
last
it there
day.
like at Woodstock.
Can't tell. Signal them to stop the caravan for some reason.
Well, I guess maybe the Harfoots have a leave no trace policy like the Boy Scouts. So I don't know.
Hardfoot's more like hard hearts, if you ask me.
That's true. So
Thank you for being all week.
yeah, they didn't. This wasn't very good writing. I don't think. There should have been like a it's kind of like you fall behind a little bit, and we're just gonna leave you. Like, can't just slow down for a little bit.
What was with the stranger just walking right up in camp? I guess.
Dude, he sets his map on fire. Like, this is like the biggest idiot.
Yeah, do you not know what fire does? Well, he's used to his coals and fire that doesn't burn, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, he's like, wait, fire actually catches fire?
And apparently he was hiding in their caravan. Or he was like hiding in
why he couldn't move it.
It's like, they'll never find me in here. Oh, this freaking giant man who's like literally 3 times our size. We didn't see him and sticking to the cart.
Yeah, no one noticed.
So he helps push the cart with the rest of the Harfoots. And I guess, I don't know, we'll see them again next week, and hopefully we'll find out who the frick he is.
Dude, you know we're not. Like, that's most annoying part. Is we're not gonna find out.
They're gonna stretch us over like 5 more episodes.
See, they're gonna be.
I'm not gonna care that much.
They don't even totally reveal it. They
at least gotta reveal it. They had to reveal Sauron. They had to reveal who the stranger is, and it could be the exact same reveal, but I don't think so.
How much reveal do we need? Like, does the stranger have to like look at like a character and go, "I think my name is Gandalf," or would you be okay with like the end of the season? We still know who the stranger is. It's been 10 episodes, and then like at the very end, he puts on a blue robe. Would that be enough for you?
No, he has to like take off his robe, and we'll see a "Hello, my name is Alatar" name tag on his chest.
Would you rather a Joker tattoo across the top of his head so you know that he's dangerous?
Or just it says "strange" across his forehead?
Yeah, exactly. Like just the adjective, so we know who he is.
He's magic. Like a giant back tattoo, strange for life, and that'd be good. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, my theory is that he's either Alatar or Palando, and hopefully he puts on like a blue robe, and then like let's kick some orc ass or something like that. This is like a badass line, like Aragorn has in the Fellowship of the Ring. Let us hunt some orc. So, which I don't think was in the original book, was it? The "Let's hunt some orc" line.
That doesn't sound like something Tolkien.
All totally read.
Let's hunt some orc.
It seems like a Hollywood line that Peter Jackson inserted in. So I don't know, but yeah. So hopefully we'll find out who he really is. Hopefully it's a previously established character. If not, then we're just be like, what was the freaking point of keeping it a secret in the first place?
Right. The big reveal, like, who is this character? It doesn't matter because we're making them up.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the Rey, like your parents were nobodies in Last Jedi. I was like, what was the freaking point keeping a secret then? So, but yeah, I don't know. So this show's like slowly getting better. Just I guess we'll find out what Celebrimbor and Durin and Elrond were up to. And I don't know, they're gonna be like, because they introduced like a lot of new characters this season. Because there was the Queen, and then there was Pharazôn, and I think in the book or the Silmarillion, Pharazôn becomes king of Numa-Nor, and like they capture Sauron. So it's probably like season 3 or 4. They capture Sauron and they start like sacrificing people to Morgoth, and eventually they like go sailing towards Valinor and they destroy Numa-Nor. So that's gonna be like season 5, I think, or maybe season 4.
The writers don't know. They don't know.
What's on the Silmarillion? So they have to follow the footnotes in the Silmarillion at least, but they have to like fill in the gaps with all these characters. But I think the main events in the Second Age still have to happen. So,
and they're condensing like the timeline like dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, I don't know how old Elendil and the Isildur were, but I think they were both on Numa-Nor, at least. But yeah, I don't think Celebrimbor and Elrond were making the rings at the same time. I think Anatar and Celebrimbor made the rings, like, way before Numa-Nor sank.
Right.
So, like, or way before Elendil and the Isildur were alive, so, but yeah, they're probably, like, condensing everything. Or they could pull a Westworld, and apparently, they're taking place in 2 different timelines. Or The Witcher.
That is a possibility, but I don't think
the elves are immortal. So
like
did Elrond,
they do?
Like the Elrond story,
the new season.
The Elrond could be like 1,000 years in the past, and Galadriel's in the present.
And the Harfoots are like I think like the Harfoots might be like, yeah, like the
Harfoots
first.
are in 21st century America or UK. That'd be the biggest twist ever. They just stumble upon London.
Not London.
London, yeah. Bum bum bum. So I don't know. It's a lot to unpack. So
I wish the show just needs to be better.
Yeah, and hopefully next episode, it gets exponentially better each passing episode, which seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Although the Harfoots are definitely assholes. I don't know if that was their intention. And
You gotta have strife.
Galadriel's is not very nice. So, anywho, I don't think I haven't watched any the promo episodes. The new episodes, I like to watch every episode fresh. But
Me too.
Let's talk about Werewolf by Night and Secret Invasion real quick.
All right,
And
nice little break of
we probably should have
fast-paced action
discussed
with
while we're still in the
trailers.
Marvel section of the episode, but totally forgot. So, Werewolf by Night. This looks very different.
Yeah.
It looks WandaVision-y in the sense that it's black and white, and it looks like they're trying to do that
But this
old
is a
hammer.
very different black and white. You can't just say it's black and white and therefore it's like WandaVision. Like WandaVision was like a black and white homage to
Black and white was
It was parody.
2 episodes or something.
Yeah, but this is like scary, like horror movies from like the 30s and 40s, like the original.
Yeah, it's like
Dracula.
Universal Pictures.
That's what I got out of it too.
So, I think the main guy, Gael Garcia Ball or whatever, he's playing the Werewolf by Night. And it looks interesting. I thought that weird city, they do a shot over the city, where it looks really weird. That looked interesting. So I'm wondering if there's an abandoned ancient city or something like that. But did y'all see Shots of Man thing? Like I did? He's only on the screen for a second.
I watched it, so I must have seen him. Unless I
He's
blinked for that
basically
1 second.
Marvel's Swamp Thing. He's
Okay,
a
yeah.
swamp creature, and I think he was created. They were literally created at the same time. But he's like the protector of the swamp, and he protects the nexus of reality or something like that. So he's a pretty prominent Marvel character.
But let's talk about it. It's going to be one episode. It's going to be a holiday.
It's going to be
special.
a TV movie. It's a TV movie, I think.
Yeah,
so.
it's a Halloween special. So that's cool, right? We don't have to watch 6 shows. We don't have to
Yeah,
watch
that'd
a
be a good
movie being dragged into 6, being cut up and filled into 6 different shows.
Well,
So
I
hopefully
think
the
they're
pacing's
slowly,
better.
they're slowly building up to Midnight Suns, which is a team like the Avengers, but all the supernatural horror characters like Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange.
That guy from Eternals with the sword,
Yeah. So
Jon Snow.
the Darkhold Redeemers. So maybe Agatha will be in the mix, but yeah. So I think they're building up to that. So I think Werewolf by Night, because I think the girl in this episode who's in the cage with them, she's like Elsa Bloodstone, and she's like a monster hunter in the Marvel universe. So she's sort of similar to Blade, or like Buffy. She's basically Marvel's Buffy, I guess. So
Fun.
What was with the robotic dead guy?
I'll be rotting for you.
Yeah. Reminded me of Tales from the Crypt.
Right?
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too. Yeah, I think that's why. That's definitely Tales of the Crypt vibes. That's what I was getting out of it.
Now watch them be sued. Yeah, so it looks fun, and it won't be we'll have to watch it over several weeks. They're gonna get they're just gonna have beginning, middle, and end. So that'll be refreshing. Just watch it in one sitting and then move on with your life.
How long is it going to be?
That's what I was
Probably
saying.
maybe
No
an
one
hour and
knows.
a half. Probably an hour and a half. I'm guessing maybe 2 hours. Probably well, it's interesting. It's
So it's just
it's gonna be
ex-
the first.
Hey,
It's the first Marvel movie not released in theaters.
It's expected to be 40 minutes long, so not technically a movie.
Oh,
okay.
it's it's a TV special. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so not really a movie. I think it has to be at least an hour and a half to be classified as a movie.
Yeah, you can call it a self-contained one shot or whatever.
You want to hear something funny? Morbius is the number 2 movie on Netflix right now.
I didn't know Morbius was on Netflix. I'm about to go watch it. Yeah, I would want to see how bad that.
I'm gonna see if
Rip
Rip Tracks has done a riff for it before I watch it. But
That'd be fun. We do a little watch party.
yeah, and Netflix needs to have a watch party option. If they haven't already. They might. They might. I don't
I've
know.
yet to watch that. I've heard just a lot of bad things things about.
One of my favorite things is just like the comments for like different movies, like other bad movies. They'll like insert it's Morbin time into like the main character, like whatever they're doing bad. So they're like, I was doing a review, and it was like Galadriel in episode 1. She was like, Galadriel's staring and the clouds are opening up, and then she decides it's Morbin time and jumps off of the boat. And I'm like, yeah, that's so fucking Morbin time. That's so stupid.
There's like a video on YouTube where it says Jared Leto says the line, and it's like playing the music from Avengers Endgame before he says Avengers Assemble. It's like dun 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 dun. It's Morbin time. Dun,
that's pretty good.
Dun, dun.
I'll have to go find that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Those Gen Zers.
What made it so great was they thought all the talk was because it was popular, not because everybody was saying about it.
Sony metrics, dude.
They were laughing at them, not with them.
So.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway, but yeah, let's talk about Secret Invasion real quick. So, not as good as Werewolf by Night, but
I don't know.
Intriguing.
It's different. It's Marvel's attempt at a
just
spy
not as good as
thriller.
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, it's basically forced. How do you know that? You haven't seen this. You mean the trailer wasn't as good?
The trailer was underwhelming. The trailer didn't excite me. We'll put it that way.
Okay, well that's one thing. But you're just flat out acting like we've got backstage privileges. We have not seen either of these films or these movies.
Well, it reminded me a lot of Andor, just a whole lot of nothing, but like just scenes being shown without like telling us what the plot is.
I mean, isn't that okay for a trailer? Don't you just want like, especially if it's a teaser?
I need to know
trailer.
something.
Not knowing.
Well, it need to have the whole point of the trailer. The whole point of the trailer is to make you want to watch the show, though. And it's,
what are we,
supposed
what
to
are we
like
talking about?
build interest.
What are we talking about?
Secret Invasion.
We're talking about is this the first? This is the first trailer? You're complaining about not getting the whole plot of the storyline in the first trailer? We got like 3 or 4 more trailers to see before this thing comes out.
And basically, all we saw was like the guys talking to like everyone who's surrounding them becomes that guy. We see a scroll screaming for a second. We see like one British woman talking that we've never seen before. So it's just like
the trailer could have been better. Yeah, but I wouldn't go ahead and say this is.
We see that Nick Fury doesn't. We see that Nick Fury doesn't need an eye patch because he has both eyes. You know.
It doesn't come out until next year.
Nah, it's true. Well, what's her name? Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones is in it, so I'm wondering if she's gonna wish she held out for a different Marvel role after this. But I know we'll see.
15 million views.
I'm sure it's Marvel. I'm surprised it doesn't have like 30 million yet. So, how many dislikes does it have, Rob?
Well, they hide the dislikes now.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Exactly. So, I think someone said like the Little Mermaid trailer had like 1.5 million dislikes, but like how would they know that?
Yeah, I was just wondering that because
there's a way of searching it.
It might just be in different countries. I don't know, or maybe like a certain setting. But yeah, like I'll see like videos about like, you know, especially when Rings of Power came out, everyone was talking about how it was getting ratioed, like all the trailers and stuff. And I'm like, how are you guys seeing all the dislikes? I'm not seeing the dislikes.
Yeah, don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, YouTube. So, yes, the Secret Invasion. I don't know. I'm definitely going to watch it. I think a lot of people thought that Ben Mendelsohn and Nick Fury were the highlights of Captain Marvel, you know, and not the actual star Captain Marvel. But so I think, you know, people who liked, because I mean, I think like we were watching Captain Marvel. I didn't hate it, but it was just like, it's a movie. But I think like, you know, people liked Talos and Nick Fury for the most part. So I think people will be glad that they'll be back in like the leading roles.
I'm a little worried about it being on Disney Plus and not like in an actual movie, right? Mm-hmm. Just because of the track record of Disney Plus. Like Secret Invasion's like a really cool storyline and a really cool concept. And they've just, you know, had better track record with movies than they have their Disney Plus shit.
Secret Invasion is like a major Marvel event with all the Marvel superheroes. Like doing a Secret Invasion show without any of the Marvel superheroes except like War Machine.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah. So, but you know, it's gonna be like, I wish they just done like a Nick Fury series, like because you know, Nick Fury has like a few of his own self-titled like Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That'd be
comics.
fun.
So like. But basically, that's what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was anyway. It was like they're fighting Hydra, you know. So like I guess they had to do, if they want to do a Nick Fury show, they had to like do something different. So they just decided to do the Secret Invasion storyline. So, but it's gonna be like, you know, sort of like you know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. We don't know who's or the Thing. We don't know who's a Skrull, who's not. So I guess they're gonna heavily lead into like who can you trust. You know, that's for the whole point of Secret Invasion. Like, you know, you don't know who you can trust because everyone could be a Skrull. So it's funny, like Werewolf by
Power.
Well, it's like Werewolf by Night. Like, that's a horror movie, but like since Secret Invasion is basically just like a modern spin on Invasion of the Body Snatchers, they should like be going more for a horror vibe than I think an espionage spy vibe for Secret Invasion. That's my 2 cents.
Does it like cost them anything or wear them out in a way every time they change? Or can
As
they
far as
just,
I know,
like,
as far as I know,
constantly
they can be humans or they can change form as long as they want.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau,
Yeah.
not Monica Rambeau, Maria Hill.
It's a Skrull.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's sidekick. People think online that she might just be a Skrull. That there's no one. She's not taking over for anybody.
Well,
she's
was
just
it Nick?
a Skrull character?
Weren't they actually Skrulls though at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home? Because remember
Yeah.
that after credits scene, like Nick Fury and Maria Hill become Skrulls. They're like
Yeah.
Talos and his wife.
Yes.
So okay, so we've already seen her as a Skrull.
So the theory
A
is
real
that
Skrull.
she isn't a real person. That she's always a Skrull.
Oh, she's a Skrull since day one, since the Avengers,
Yeah,
right?
that's the theory.
Ooh. So they had a Skrull impersonating her when she's in her disguise, when she's not a Skrull, basically.
Yeah, I guess they
at
could.
the end
Yeah.
of No Way Home.
If she needs to go off planet, then yeah, I guess another Skrull could just look like her and take her part on.
Okay. I just imagine it's gonna be like the end of like Body Snatchers, where the guy's like screaming like, "They'll come for you." He's like in the middle of the road, like screaming at traffic, "They'll come for you!" And you. It's gonna be like they're gonna like, "You're a Skrull! You're a Skrull! You're a Skrull!"
I think Oprah Winfrey's coming. I'm sure the memes are. I mean, the memes are definitely already out there.
Oprah Winfrey's gonna be a Skrull. She's gonna be the Skrull Queen. So, but yeah, it's a Secret Invasion. Watch it. I don't remember the Andor trailer at all. It's just Andor in it. Didn't really tell me anything else. It's a spy show instead of Star Wars. We'll see how it goes.
I'm most interested in it being shot on location and not in the volume. So that'll be really interesting. But really,
Location
it's all about that.
In a galaxy far, far away.
No, like on set.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's gonna be a few sound stages for like when they're like.
I mean, always, yeah. But like the
Well,
main fact
it's,
is
I think
not
Andor
all
is
the
finally.
volume.
It's finally taking us back to Coruscant, right? Because I don't think we went to Coruscant ever in the sequel trilogy.
Right.
But I think I don't think Coruscant was in Mandalorian, was it?
No.
Or Boba Fett. So yeah, this will be the first time we've seen Coruscant since 2007 when Revenge of the Sith came out.
Nice.
Is that right? I'm also wondering, do you think Ian McDiarmid's going to come back as the Emperor?
I would love that, but I don't see why he would.
Well, he seems. I think people would want him to redeem himself after Rise of the Skywalker.
Well, I thought he was perfect in it, but go on.
He was probably the best thing about the movie. But,
Unlimited power. It's not.
Did you
it's
say-
not
did you say
his
that
fault.
one?
He was just reading lines off of his script, right? Don't knock the man. He didn't put the words in front of him.
I am all the Sith.
I am all the Jedi,
And I am Spartacus.
and
I'm Jack
gonna,
Black.
I'm gonna kiss you. You're on a big Jack Black craze, aren't you?
No. Jack Black's gonna be like, and I am Ariel.
Find a way to put Jack Black in every movie.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
look, I wouldn't be opposed to that if Jack Black had a cameo in every
Just
movie.
Harry in a red wig, shirtless with a.
He can just walk
bra.
around. If you haven't seen Jack Black, his TikTok is pretty fantastic. I think it might.
We just like a funny like Game of Thrones like.
I think I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the group. But like one of the best things is his WAP, Wet Ass Pussy remake on TikTok. He dances to it, and it is as fantastic as you would think Jack Black's dancing would be.
Yeah, he's a great entertainer. Well, how about we skip a Rick and Morty because we're already an hour and just do House Dragon. We'll just do Rick and Morty episode 1 and 2 back to back next week.
Walkie talkie motherfucker, Die Hard.
Because I haven't seen that one yet, so we can talk about
Find a way to watch the second one.
it. Yeah, maybe it's on HBO Max. But yeah, House of the Dragon. So yeah, a lot of uncle niece.
Oh, he said
loving
he said the name. He said the name. He said the name of the movie.
Oh, he said A Song of House and Fire. And did he say something else?
He did
said
say
House of
that.
the Dragon.
He did
He
say
said House of the Dragon.
Yeah. And I was like,
Oh, that's why it's called that.
Yeah, I had a Peter Griffin moment. I was like, oh, he said the thing. He said the thing in the movie.
So yeah,
What
you're
do you
just
think?
like
Overall thoughts of the episode?
they like teased it in the first episode, but like they just went full on for it in the fourth episode. But I think like in the
it was just kind of cringy with her and Damon.
well, I didn't realize like she was like in real life she's like 21, but like in the show she looks like she's 14. I was like, are they allowed to be doing this?
So
Yeah,
I think they started with 14.
Are they about to do this? Is
So-
She
this
literally
and
looks like
then
she's
it
like
just
15.
kept going. And then
Because like in the first
she's
episode, because like in the
started-
show she's supposed to be 15, I think, or
Look,
14 or
I
15.
don't know if you guys have ever heard of Game of Thrones or know who wrote it. His name is George R.R. Martin. So like, if you guys didn't see this coming from episode 1, I don't know what the fuck you guys.
Well, you know they're
going to
recast the actress. They're gonna age the character and recast the actress. So I mean, I think a lot of people thought they were gonna like.
But no, I was 100% sure. And then so in the episode they're watching, and it's like he makes us. There's a specific line where they talk about it's been 4 years since you gave me this necklace, uncle, or whatever. And I was like, wasn't she 14 when she gave him that? Oh, so she's 18 now. Oh, so they basically wrote that in to make sure everyone knows that. I was like, oh, they're about to bone this episode.
Well,
and
the
then they got
actress.
close.
now that you're 18.
I gotta say, slow episode, but I loved every second of it. The writing was fantastic. Like, this is just like such a powerhouse over the shit that is Ring of Power, right? Like, Rings of Power nap is getting better, but like compared to like this, is like the writing's so much better. Because like, here, let me ask you this: what actually happened this episode? Like, let's get down to it, right? Damon and Rhaenyra almost hooked up. They didn't. Damon left. Rhaenyra's waited a
Everyone
minute.
got
She
laid this
left
episode.
out. She left. Hold on. Let me finish. She left. So she left. Right. That little kid sees her leave. That little kid doesn't see her leave with Damien. Right. And then he goes and he tells Otto Hightower, but it cuts away. So we don't know what he tells Otto. And I love the editing, all of this. Like, this is great because, like, there's a real question of, like, did the little kid tell Otto Hightower that he saw the two together? Or is Otto fabricating that part? And we just don't know. And that's what makes the writing so good. It's like we as the watchers, the audience,
It kind
don't
of puts
know.
you in perspective still a little.
Well, it cost him his
Exactly.
job for speculating, it seems. So, you know.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think Otto is making a play for the king, or do you think he was given bad information?
I think I've just
seen
seen so much bad writing on She-Hulk and Rings of Power. I wasn't expecting that. But like I think I was like in the back of my mind was like, did the kid didn't see them like hook up? So how did like Otto know?
Oh, you know what?
He's just sitting outside the
Yeah,
door of a
see,
pleasure house.
My point exactly. And then like the next day, we see Damon wake up and he's in like this room in a basement of a whorehouse with like his ex lover or whatever.
Yeah,
and she takes money from said little kid. So like it could be a giant conspiracy against the Targaryens. Right, like they could all be in Otto Hightower's employ, kind of like Littlefinger.
Yeah, you also got to remember that they're
Like he was
literally.
saying that could be like how the king was saying that he has spies out there just waiting for something. That
You got to remember there were literally like 20 people hooking up around them while they're making out. So you know,
but
it
they
was-
also
he might
have
not have
blonde
been the
hair.
only-
It's very easy to like. They're the only ones with blonde hair. It's
white
very
hair.
scandalous. Yeah, sorry, white hair.
Yeah, so I guess there's like they have to sign like a an NDA when they go to hook up in that pleasure house. You can't see like what happens in this brothel stays in this brothel.
I think later they said like some of the people from the whorehouse actually said that they saw them. I
Coupling.
think one of them mentioned that.
I was wondering, like, how is he gonna, like, you know, like, how much more do I gotta say to you, King? Like, am I not getting through to you? Like, what were they doing? They were in
Speak
a
it
pleasure
plainly.
house. Doing what?
Plainly.
You know, together in a pleasure house. Doing what?
He just
Boning?
didn't want to believe it, basically.
I mean, I was totally fine with that. Like, yeah, if you're gonna come in and accuse my daughter, the princess of the realm, of this, like, you better fucking like, what exactly are you accusing them? Yeah. Oh,
She's banging her uncle.
are you saying my uncle took my daughter
I was wondering what
to
he was
a
gonna say.
whorehouse, or
Just
are you
like
saying
say-
they banged?
I was like, what word are they gonna say? Because he can't say like "fuck" in front of the king, or like, you know, his head will be on a spike. So he's gotta say like inter. I was like, what is he gonna say? Is he gonna say intercourse? Is he gonna say having
Relations.
sex?
I mean,
Relations?
This is medieval
They were
high
having-
fantasy. He could have dolled it up anyway.
They were having premarital snoo, Your Grace.
He took her rose, or he took her charity, or her.
He deflowered her.
Yeah, there's like he took her queenliness away.
So
there's several ways.
Putting it softly.
Exactly.
He took her off the market, Your Grace.
He turns into Peter Griffin and he pulls out a donut and a hot dog and he starts sliding.
He pulls out a donut and a hot dog. Let me explain, Your Grace. Like Scary Movie 3.
So do you think David...
When a man and a woman love each other very much, when an uncle and a niece love each other, sometimes those feelings evolve into physical caresses. So, yeah. So...
What were you saying, Rob?
So do you think Damon? Do you think he backed off because he wasn't really in control that she started to like it, or because he noticed what he was doing?
That's a great question.
I think he Well, it's funny because he didn't even deny it when he got taken to the king. So it was like he might as well have gone through it. But I think it was just like,
well, part of his goal was to get at his brother.
That could just be like the whole thing was just like why would you do it in such like a public area? Right, and like this was like his plan the entire time. Like he left the map there with the secret entrance.
But then he went and got like totally wasted.
Yeah, and then he got hammered. Maybe he had to get hammered drunk
about it later or something.
Maybe he had to get hammered drunk to try to make a move to piss off. It just seems like he likes pissing off his brother. And then we do see we open up like the episode on a very touching scene where Damien does come back to the king. Right, and he's like, yeah, they call me the king of the island, Iron Islands, or king of the Sol Islands, but I'm giving the kingdom to the crown, right, to the true king, the Seven King.
Well, also the snake is off to some sneaky stuff.
Yeah, some marriage proposals.
Well, I think it seems they rectified that this episode because she's going to marry his son.
Yep. Who's gay?
What about the princess going to Bangor Night right afterwards?
So this is great.
Yeah.
So then it's going to get into that they'll wonder if is it Damon's kid or.
So she gets given the potion.
She took her
with white hair.
Well, she took the tea that
they never showed her taking the Plan B tea.
Right, but I love the idea.
She was just looking at it, and then it. Closed out the scene.
She tells her dad, she's like, Dad, I didn't have sex. Don't you believe me? And he's like, okay. No. And then he still sends, and he's like, no, obviously, I don't believe you. I'm going to send you this. I'm going to have the
plot twist.
it
has to be taken as an enema. You can't take it down with the mouth. That's the plot twist. They couldn't show that on TV. So,
Anyway, I'm going to let that joke sit in silence for a second there.
I want you
to reflect on that enema of a joke. Let that flush out of your system.
Oh wait a minute, enema goes in the butt. Never mind. I guess she had an egg beater and don't babies come out of butts, Mage?
Yeah, I knew what an enema was. I'm really confused what an egg beater has to do with anything. I don't think I want to know.
Egg beater. You have to use an egg beater to give an enema or something. That's what Gandhi did.
I think you might want to check your facts on that.
No, look up Gandhi. Look up Gandhi enemas, and
I will.
Be shocked.
Okay.
Creepy stuff. I think you have some sort of apparatus to take in the you got absorb the liquid and to disperse it. So anyway, so back to House of the Enemas. What do you think's gonna happen next week? Well, I think there's gonna be. I think the actress who plays Rhaenyra and the actress who plays Alicent are gonna be recast because there's gonna be another time jump. And I think they're gonna have two different actresses play them. But I think they're both gonna be in the next episode at least. The actresses that are currently playing them.
I think we'll find out.
Which kind of sucks because I don't know. Is this show not gonna last multiple seasons?
Yeah, I think it's signed for season 2. It got signed for season 2.
They're recasting these two actresses in this show that's gonna last several years. You think they would want to keep them, especially since people viewers are from they know this actress is Rhaenyra and this actress as Alicent. But I don't know. So it's gonna be weird when they recast. There's probably gonna be a reaction online, where's the actress? So we shall see.
So I'm just looking through here. It looks like Gandhi had a cleansing enema every night, but there's nothing about an egg beater, bro.
I don't know how you enemas. I imagine Like maybe
It's
modern
not with
day.
an egg beater. I'll tell you that.
Okay, I don't think I want to know how it's done then. Anyway, so I guess next week there won't be a time. It'll probably be like another time jump. I think we'll still have the same actresses.
Yeah, I mean, look how good this episode was, but like how short it was to talk about it, right? Like not a lot was happening, but
was
like,
like
the dialogue was so good.
Well, a lot of the events were kind of slowed down in a way.
This episode was all about boning.
Like just taking in the scene, like them walking through the town and stuff. Her sneaking out.
Very true.
Right.
All the slow-mo sex scenes.
Slow-mo sex scenes. Oh, we do get the more with the Valyrian steel dagger, cat's paw. Right, we get the inscription of like
When you heat it up.
mm-hmm.
One dagger to rule them all.
Nice little Lord of the Rings callback there.
Yeah. So it says a song of Ice and Fire. It's like, okay, we get it. We heard it the first time.
Apparently, it's been passed down to more people than they know.
Yeah, but apparently not to anyone who's going to write down that you should heat it up to read about this. But it's weird. It's like, so let's talk about this for a second. Like Sam in Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, well, I guess because it hasn't come out yet, it's not A Song of Ice and Fire. It's literally season 8 of Game of Thrones. It's this guy. It's revealed that that Samuel Tarly, right, writes down all the events of a Game of Thrones, and he calls it A Song of Ice and Fire. So, like, statistically, it's very unlikely that Samuel came up with the same title that's been passed down for generations and generations among Targaryens hundreds of years in the past. So, like, that's shitty writing I wanted to call out for a second. But that's what happens when you have different showrunners and different ideas and different money-grabbing plots. So, yeah, I agree. I hate how they keep saying it over and over again. Like, just stop saying A Song of Ice and Fire. Stop saying it. Stop calling it by its name.
He should have called the story Big Dick Sam and the Adventures of Jon Snow. That's what your name is.
That was fun.
Yeah, easy to remember. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm liking this show a lot. It's very high quality. You know, much like it's nice to have like two, like at least like visually, both Rings of Power and House of the Dragon are very nice to look at. Like
Yeah,
attention
they
to
both
detail.
have awesome visuals.
Well, yeah, visuals and like costume design, and I know the music wasn't as good in Rings of Power this week, but I thought they were getting Howard Shore back from the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies, but I guess not. I think that was a waste. But I think the Bear McCreary's, I think like that the score he did when he went to Khazad Dûm was really good. So I think there's going to be hopefully more good scores going for Rings of Power, because I think music is really important to like setting the mood and the tone and like the epic feel of what we're trying to get across. So yeah, I mean, look at like Conan the Barbarian. Like that's like a mediocre film, but has like an amazing score that sort of like escalates it to like from an okay movie to a great movie. So
what an obscure reference to the 1 million people who have seen the 1980s hit Conan the Barbarian.
Hey, it kickstarted Schwarzenegger's film career. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
it ironically is like one of his best movies. You know, like probably like the best Schwarzenegger movies are probably like what the first two Terminators, Predator, Total Recall, and Conan the Barbarian. You know.
And I tried Conan Exiles.
The Last Action Hero. Underrated.
That is it. Oh, and Tywin Lannister's in that movie. He's the bad guy in that.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an interesting idea. But I don't think people would call that like one of Schwarzenegger's best.
No, I was more just giving you a hard
People,
time
I think
saying
people
that.
still prefer Conan the Barbarian, but I don't know. And plus his smash hit holiday classic, Jingle All the Way.
One thing we should point out, Jingle All the Way, is that at the beginning of the episode, we start with Rhaenyra's and like a close up on her necklace with like that her uncle gave her, that Daemon gave her.
Mm-hmm.
But then the end of the episode, she's wearing like a gold necklace. She's no longer wearing that, so she might be cutting ties. We'll see. Maybe she'll marry her uncle. Like,
Does it get banged again?
yeah, yeah. We'll find out next time.
And Daemon doesn't have any kids yet. He just has one wife, right?
Well, I mean, probably because he's
Could have two wives.
He's fornicating with a statue. His bronze bitch.
Well, I thought the bronze bitch was the French chick or the former prostitute who he's married to.
Yeah, that's who he's married to. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But he's not married.
Yeah, I thought he had a wife
former.
before that though.
that's not. Yeah, he's not married to the prostitute. He's married to like the lady of River or High Tower, Riverdale or Rivertown.
Oh, like River, the Tullys.
River Run. Yeah, something like that.
Or was it the Aarons?
He isn't
John Aaron.
Call her by her name, so I don't know her name, and that's not my fault.
She's gonna be in the next season, probably.
I love the dynamics between like Allison and Rhaenyra's. Like Allison's just like, Rhaenyra's like, I'm forced to this life of just sitting in a chamber and pumping out babies, so you should too. And then Rhaenyra's like, I want to live like my own life and like do my own thing. And I enjoy that. Like I think that's really good. Where Allison, like, who used to be her best friend, is now technically her mom, her stepmom. Right?
Yeah.
But like she's like
It's
trying to
just laying
condemn
there.
her to the same life.
Like
Nah,
the king
it's
has
time.
requested your presence. Is like, oh gosh.
And she's like, it's late. I love that. She's like, tell the king he's calling a little late, and it doesn't matter. She's like, okay, I'll go tell him. Doesn't matter. Spoiler alert. The king
He's gonna
calls
get to
you.
sleep. He was like, I guess I'll try to make another kid. I guess.
I mean, at that point, if Allison doesn't want that, then maybe she shouldn't show kindness to the king. Like you're gonna turn your husband on if you give him a bath. Right, don't be upset later on when he's all drunk and and randy.
Yeah.
She just looks so bored laying there in the bed.
So,
while
I feel so bad
he's
for
just
her.
going
Yeah.
it.
He's just like not a good king, not a good lover, and he's just like.
And then like you compare that to like Rhaenyra's Rainy.
Rhaenyra, yeah, it's a weird
Whatever
name.
these fucking people's names are.
I think Allison.
Allison's best. We go back to blonde Allison, and she's having the sex of her life over there, like a porn star pro, not like a first-time virgin. Jumping on top of the knight, switching positions left and right, like
left a. Oh yeah.
Like she was going to town.
Pleasure
And
house.
That's a good point.
She saw some,
She got 15 years of education in that.
I mean, if Allison doesn't want to sleep with the king, she just needs to eat Taco Bell before and just stink up the bed so he won't call for her.
But I just thought like it wasn't passed on me, the artistic juxtaposition of like those two scenes, right? Where like the king is just having like
married sex versus
the most boring sex ever versus like having like forbidden love sex with maybe underage princess. Or I mean, like he's definitely like 30.
More of a chore than a pleasure, it seems like.
Right?
It's
yeah.
duty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that's exactly it. Like Rhaenyra's is doing this for pleasure. She wants this, whereas Allison doesn't want this. She's not doing it for pleasure. She's doing it for duty.
Yeah, and he had like a lot of sores on his back from sitting on the throne. So
Did you see that? Like this man is falling apart. Like, hey, I'll tell you what. I was thinking about this. I'm glad you brought it up. If I lost 2 fingers to a throne, just in pure spite and anger, I would get rid of that throne. I don't care. Right? Like, it's hundreds of years old. I don't give a shit. Like, if I'm losing 2 of my damn fingers over this throne, I'm getting some upgrades on it.
Maybe some plastic wrap around it or some bubble wrap.
I'm just gonna, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm the king. I'm just gonna get a maester to clean this throne every day. Like, why is that so dirty and infected?
That makes you lose a finger.
The second finger was just the maggots.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, hopefully he doesn't sit on it and poke one of his balls. That'd be bad. No more errors.
Speaking of sitting on it, I gotta tell you, as a testament, and this is a testament to the writing of Rings of Power Nap and Hot D, is that the source material is out there and it's completed. These are just appendices, basically, right? Rings of Power is literally the appendices in the Return of the King.
Yeah, and Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, People in Middle Earth, all the stuff the Tolkien estate has found that Tolkien wrote about Middle Earth, from letters and stuff. It's all being compiled together into
his legendarium.
Books.
Yeah, and then and then House of the Dragons is based on book 1 of Fire and Blood, or Blood and Fire, Fire and Blood.
Yeah, two novellas, I think, pretty much, and some appendices that George R. Martin's also written.
So the source material is out there. If the story was compelling enough, I could go out there and find out what happened. Like The Expanse. If you look at it, Amazon Prime's The Expanse, right? It was so good. I said, fuck it. I can't wait till we might not get a season 6, and I can't wait till season 6. I'm gonna go explore the source material to find out what happens next. And then here, I'm I wonder what happens next. but I don't even care enough to spoil it for myself. Like, it's not that compelling of stories.
No, it's definitely, there's not as many characters to contend with as the Game of Thrones show, because there's like literally like 15 characters like per season, and like 4 different storylines, but like there's like one storyline, like only 4 characters to worry about. It's like Rhaenyra, Viserys, Otto Hightower, and Alicent and Daemon.
Almost,
it's like it's a much smaller cast. It's a much smaller cast, and it's like pretty much like, you know, lot less is going on, it seems, in this show. So, but you know, I probably won't last 5 seasons or 8 seasons. Definitely not 8 seasons. I can only see this maybe lasting like 3.
Which I'm fine with. They've got other spin-offs that they're gonna do, so I'm cool with that. Isn't there like a Numa-Nor and a 10,000 ship spin-off coming? I don't know. I
just think there's like a one about like Aegon the Conqueror, like the Adventures of Dunk and Egg. I think that's like set before House of the Dragon.
That's a great novella. That'll be a great series. It's just free money if they pull a season 7 and season 8.
Game of Thrones, you slap Game of Thrones on it, you know, then anyone will go and check it out. So,
well, they're winning. So it's slowly but surely winning my trust back, episode by episode. That it's more like season 1 and less like season 8. It's slowly winning my trust back.
Yeah. Well, a little off topic, but the Emmys were last night, and do you think House of Dragon will be Emmy nominated next year?
For sure. It's going to have some stiff competition, just because
not with
Rings of Power. It's not as good as Game of Thrones.
Well, I think everyone's like loves Succession. That's like the one show like.
Yeah, everyone loves Succession,
which I don't know. It doesn't look at all interesting to me at
all.
Like,
I mean, who cares about the Emmys? Tweet at us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter if you even watched the Emmys.
I honestly didn't even know it was last night.
Yeah, I thought the Emmys already happened.
I never watched. Like, I don't. You asked me what like the winner was last year. I could not tell you. I imagine it was Succession, because that's when everyone was shut up about. And maybe like Billions. Like, they seem like the exact same show. It's like just rich white people are angry at other rich white people. So, you know, I couldn't care less. Everyone loves Severance too, and Ted Lasso. And
Severance was supposed to be fantastic, but on principle, I'm just not going to do another. It's not that I can't afford the $4.99 a month for Apple TV, but I cannot have another streaming service.
I got a new phone, and I got 3 months free for Apple TV.
YouTube TV.
I've got YouTube Premium. I love it.
Well, I think like Jason Momoa's Apple TV show.
Isn't YouTube Premium just no ads and stuff?
No ads, you can turn it off. Yeah, I don't have YouTube TV.
Yeah, it's getting
because
ridiculous.
I have a ridiculous HOA, and the cable is built into my HOA fees. So if I have to pay for it, I might as well just use their app.
I might as well just like watch cable, because I'm forced to have cable in my apartment, so I might as well just watch Rick and Morty when it premieres.
I have a cable box just sitting in a box in my bedroom, and then I just use like the app, and I stream the app to the TV.
Honestly, I like YouTube TV more than I like cable.
Yeah, YouTube TV is great.
Yeah.
Unlimited DVR. That's like the best part. So you just pick shows that you like, and it records it all.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I should have done that for Rick and Morty. Oh well. We'll talk about both episodes next week. I think. We have as much to talk about next week as we do this week. We have like another She-Hulk. Another Rings of Power.
It's going to be just as long. That's right, guys. You better come back next week for another fantastically long episode where Forrest, Robbie, and I will
skip Rick and Morty
excitedly interrupt each other about unexciting television shows.
Yeah, well, I did like. We can dive into the Rick and Morty a little bit right now, but I did enjoy the premiere for the most part. Although I couldn't really remember which. I remember the Cronenberg universe is where they left.
That's Morty's original universe.
I remember that from season 1, and I barely remember the one that Rick went to. That was from season 3, right? When his wife's killed.
That was
first episode.
That was him in the garage.
Who's the evil Rick? That's not like from the Citadel, is it? Or is it?
And that's actually That's Morty's actual grandpa.
So okay, Prime Rick is the actual Rick from the Cronenberg universe.
Yeah.
Okay. He left C-130. He left to go kill a bunch of Rick's families to make Rick discover the portal gun. Right, and then C-137
bomb went off and it killed his wife.
Exactly, and then C-137 Rick showed up to Cronenberg universe, lived there fucked it up, turned it into the Cronenberg universe. Rick and Morty left, right? And then last season they had to go back and they fucked it up even worse.
Yeah, season 2 or 3, I think. They went back and they ended up... Rick froze Summer and Beth.
Yeah, something like that.
Before they took off. I forgot exactly what they were doing there.
And I couldn't for the life of me remember the universe that Jerry went to. I thought he went to like the daycare.
So yeah, he got confused.
Up which Jerry they had.
The tickets.
They brought the wrong Jerry home.
They went to season 2 Jerry, but I guess that Jerry in the daycare went back to his home too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's
very confusing.
I just enjoyed
there's
plenty of time to explain.
Yeah.
They were still blinking.
Well, I know there's a new evil Rick, even though the original evil Rick was killed by evil Morty. This is the new evil Rick.
Talking about Rick Prime.
Is Rick Prime the bad Rick?
Yeah, Rick Prime's the rickiest Rick.
He's like the original Rick, I think.
Oh, I thought they were all originals because they're all from separate universes.
I mean,
they're all the real Rick. They're just from different universes.
He's the Rick who kind of like started the other Ricks on their whole timeline.
Oh, okay. I think there's like a Rick spectrum, right? But he is like the rickiest Rick.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I guess you can call him Prime Rick.
Superpowers.
I guess we're gonna have to like find out what happened to the portal gun this season and where the golden portal gun goes to. And I guess we're eventually gonna meet someone who's smarter than Rick in a different universe. So, but yeah.
You think so?
Well, that's the whole point of the golden portal, right? Is he's going to universes where Rick is not the smartest person in the universe.
I think they were just writing out evil Morty because they were upset with the fans, obsession with them.
If he'll show back up,
he might show back up.
He will. Well, he was gone for like what, a season or two, or like 2 seasons, wasn't he?
The writers didn't love the evil Morty storyline. Yeah, because they just didn't want to write about him.
Yeah. But yeah, they'll bring it back. I mean, they might as well at some point. So, but yeah, the whole point of the Golden Portal was like just these are universes where Rick is not the smartest person.
One of the writers
just wanted them to forget that he just walked away in that first episode.
Yeah, because all the universes we've seen in Rick and Morty are just universes that Rick is the smartest person. We don't know any of the universes where Rick is not the smartest person. So, it'd be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the first episode, so I'll keep watching.
I think going through the Golden Portal, I think that'd be like jumping the shark for this TV show. I think if they left the subset of universes where Rick is the smartest.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Well, that's our show. Major, you want to plug our social media?
Absolutely, I do. Hey guys, we're gonna put a Discord link or a link to our Discord, same thing. What the cool kids call it, Discord link, into the description of this podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, let us know on Twitter. You can tweet at us at ZZealot Podcast, or for my Canadian friends, ZZealot Podcast on Twitter. And if you guys enjoyed the episode, make sure to give us a 5-star review and leave a comment in the app. Share the love, let everyone else know how much you enjoyed this podcast, where 3 best friends enthusiastically interrupt each other talking about shows that they're unenthusiastic about.
Yeah. Well, I'm forced.
I'll work on that.
I know it's like.
Say one more thing about the. What about that? What'd you think of that intro to the first episode? There was like Iron Man and one of the.
Oh, it's so great! Like Hey Rick, remember that a couple moments ago when you were acting like you didn't remember who Iron Man was? Who was that bit for?
Yeah, who was that for?
Which I guess
the show hates.
Which could mean that's one of the things I love about Rick and Morty. You could dissect it all fucking day. Like, does that mean because Rick knows that we're in a TV show, but Morty doesn't know we're in a TV show? That's what that means, right?
We'll have to discuss that next time.
Before I thought Morty knew because the 100 episodes, 10 years, not 90 seasons.
Well, he always tells Morty 30 seasons, Morty, 30 seasons. Rick and Morty forever. But anyway, we'll discuss this next week. But yes, I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.